The time for, but why, is over. Illuminati, Bilderbergers, Zionists, Freemasonry, Cabal and the New World Order. A basic introduction. Now, isn't this an interesting subject? There is tons of documentations and floods of information available on this the moment you start looking at it and doing a bit of research. What is certain, is that the Illuminati, Bilderbergers, Zionists, Freemasonry, Cabal or whatever they may be called exist. It's no longer fiction, conspiracy or some antisocial opinion. It's simply too obvious that there are groups or individuals that want a new world order. For starters, history has shown us that over and over again. Think about it, there was always someone who wanted to rule, control the world. Whether it was actually that individual or whether that individual was the puppet of other men in their shadow is of no relevance to that fact that the attempts have been made over and over. Just because there has not been any obvious ones for a while does not eliminate the fact that there are more pinky and the brain characters out there, planning and contriving their next moves, as they have for decades. In our opinion, it's more the how, when, why and what can be done about it, that should be of our concern. We believe that the time of people gasping in awe, clearing their throats and getting comfortable with the idea that this might actually be a reality they live in, is gone. There is a strong likelihood that a lot of individuals were secretly hoping for the 21st of December 2012 to bring about a solution that would just snap all the bad away from this planet. Alongside it being the beginning of a new era, more on that topic another time though. How will they go about this? Considering all our pasts and several marking historical events, people will not simply let anything go by them anymore, at least most of us. Certainly not something as open and direct as Hitler's actions for example. Therefore, this has to be done much more covered and from multiple angles. Think about it, what would be the best way to introduce a new world order? The perfect situation would be for the common folk to ask for it, if not to say, beg for a solution and to want a new world order. Or then, for a set of random events and situations to conclude that a new world order is now ready for debate. But how could that best be done though? As previously highlighted, there is so much information available and at our grasp these days, that we will let you decide this for yourself. But to provide a few pointers, here are some topics to consider and think about: world hunger, overpopulation, global warming, our health systems, if it can actually be called that, with its medicine, lies on cancer, AIDS, epidemics, flus, etc. The food industry, what makes us so different, if being at the mercy of having to walk in the supermarket and take what's on the shelf compared to the way mass-produced animal stock is being fed to purpose. Our banks and banking systems, with its credit scheme or how the money we have gets generated. Our very own evolution and history or what religion used to be and what it is today. Topics such as free energy, war, terrorism, false flags, out of the ordinary crimes and massacres. The media and governments. This list goes on. In actual fact, you could probably take nearly any subject that is directly related to our survival, living and well-being and you will find points that will bring about questions. More important though, when digging deeper, similar to a spider web, you will find that its attachment points are very few and the same. At this point, one should also understand that in order to control and manipulate an individual one must first put someone in a state where this can be done. That state is called fear. People who are scared can be controlled and easily manipulated, and the less people there are, the simpler it will be to control all. Think about what would scare you. What have you become dependent on, etc. This will probably also be how such groups would try to scare, isolate and checkmate you in the end. When will they do it? Well, they are and have been doing it. Is there a plan for a big final takeover though? Not having an insider view of this subject makes this a rather hard question to answer. In our opinion, too many people are already aware of this, too many groups and movements are already standing up to this and are not falling into the traps or following the wrong signs any longer. Unfortunately, the suppression and ridiculing of individuals, groups and movements like this is very strong. Considering the available information and documentation on the Illuminati, Bilderbergers, Zionists, Freemasonry, Cabal and the New World Order, as with about pretty much anything on this planet, there are of course truths and lies all around you, and it's your task to pick the right ones and build your own opinions and truth. What we believe to be more striking or concerning about the when, is that time seems to be running out for something like this to take place. Particularly with the events and concerns that we have all just witnessed around the 21st of December 2012. There are more and more people who will simply refuse to be sheep or slaves. If the 21st of December 2012 has marked a new era, new beginning and new time, we then believe that 2013 and beyond should really be focused on yourself and how you can be part of the system but not dependent. Stand up and speaking out for your rights, raise awareness within the people around you expressed in the choices you make and in your actions. Take your responsibilities towards yourself, your family and those around you seriously. We have all whispered, spoken, written, discussed and complained about it. The next step is to do, live and be the change we want to see. But why? Why would a group or individual be or exist like this? There is probably all sorts of reasons and most likely much better explanations for this than we could offer in a short article. Here is our viewpoint on the why. First question we feel someone should ask themselves is, if the New World Order is the right thing, the right path, then why hide its agenda or approach? Why not spell, draw or demonstrate it out with its full detail? Okay. But why and why would they do such drastic and horrid things that we hear and see? Well, the only term that would spring to mind is insanity, which unfortunately never came with an explanation, but is the very word to define such a state. Here is a bit more. If, for example, you are scared of a bee or a dog, what do? You fight it, no? That would bring us to the conclusion that only someone or something scared of you would fight you. It could also just be that maybe, you have something they don't overall. This would summarize the white greed-driven and covertly jealous insanity. Regardless, really, important is to just remember. You are more than just flesh and bone, and you simply cannot be hurt as you are an energy or spirit, as you like. You do not need to fear anything or anyone that is trying to scare, corner or fight you. Some additional information. Even though we are strongly against bad or dark news and the negative impact this can have on an individual, we also feel that it is very important to understand some of this, and this unfortunately includes some harsh truths and facts as well as potentially shocking images and realizations. Knowing enables us to react and act accordingly. Believing or not believing that such a group exists, that is really every individual's decision and your own truth. It is also important to think about how much time and energy you really want to spend on this subject, where you could be focusing your energy on more positive things and creating a new and better tomorrow for yourself and those dear to you. As said, there is a sea of data and information on this, and no one except yourself can and should form an opinion for you. But do not look or consider any of it, just to remain true to your own convictions and beliefs. Well, that would be a mistake in our opinion and rather ignorant. Then again, you not reading anything and building your own opinion is most likely exactly what such a group would wish for, and one of the key goals, success factors in their previous efforts. If none of this is true, all conspiracy and mad opinions and nothing of this kind will or is taking place, which would be excellent. We are sure you have spent your time worse, but if it's true and is happening, at least you would be a bit more prepared. Take your time and think about it. If this is your first interest on this subject, you should really take your time and must at all times remember, true is only what is true to you. There are some great people and individuals that have and are speaking about this openly and making it clear. You will find that the internet is absolutely packed with information and facts on these subject, articles, videos, posts, notes, arts, books and more. What can you do about it? The best way such an elite could probably be stopped would be as a group that feels, thinks and acts love, positivity, and most of all is not in fear. In other words, share and make aware. By simply knowing and exposing something, you automatically defeat its energy, so the more that are aware and expose them, the more such a group would need to hide and be rendered harmless. Don't just believe or consume everything that is out there or being sold to you, especially the things pushed by the bigger corporations and media. Investigate and inform yourself first before you say yes, and always look at who is winning or profiting from such a thing. Don't feed them by consuming their products, such as GM food, aspartame, fluoride, bank credits, credit cards, etc. We know and understand that this is easier said than done, but every bit less matters and has an impact. Make yourself independent in any and every way you can. Food, water, money, electricity, etc. Try to find ways on how you can be part of the system but not dependent on it, as much as you can, and to the best of your possibilities. Thank you. Wake up message.